Now, your first alert weather.
Hey folks, welcome into the News 12 Now Desk. Thanks for joining us here. It's Monday, September the 11th, just after 10:30 here on our Monday. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend and your week is off to a great start. Of course, today is a little bit somber, being the 22-year anniversary of the September 11th attacks. A hard time, a hard day for a lot of people, but we are remembering all those who died that day, the first responders who were involved. 343, I believe, lost their lives that day, along with the 2,900 other people. So did want to put a quick mention out there for that. But we are going to move on here to our first alert weather extra here, as we do every weekday. We've got Mikel Hannah-Harding, Emily Acton standing by right now in the studio as I get them pulled up. Okay, guys, good morning. How was the weekend?
Good morning.
Good morning. Not too bad.
Yeah, good weekend. I was here, but didn't have any bad weather. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms.
I think we did have some bad weather yesterday.
Where?
Yesterday, right here. About 4 o'clock.
It was heavy rain.
It wasn't like a severe thunderstorm, right?
No.
Well, I didn't say severe weather. I said it was bad weather. I wasn't going to go outside and frolic around in the meadows.
That's relative, because I think it's good weather. I love it when it rains.
Oh, hang on. I don't even have, I'm wondering why I can't hear Emily. It's because I don't have her microphone on for me. I have it on for you guys, though. Okay, I can hear you now, Emily. Yeah, bad weather, though. No good. Not fun. And I will say Saturday, I don't know what it was like here Saturday, but in Columbia, we got poured on just during the tailgating portion of the day. I want to say like 3 o'clock-ish, it really started coming down, and it went until maybe, I don't know, 4:30, 5 o'clock. It wasn't too long, but still, it was a good little bit there that we were drenched out there in the parking lot at the fairgrounds at Williams-Brice Stadium. However, good game. Rest of the tailgate was good. Good weather at the game, and South Carolina won, so that's always a plus. Enough about that weekend.
I had looked at Columbia. I actually made a post about it. I think they had an aerial flood warning there because it was raining so hard for a prolonged period of time. I was like, man, everybody out there for that game. But thankfully it cleared up for the game, if I'm correct.
The game was
so
beautiful.
good.
The game itself, great weather. It was just the tailgating was a little bit tainted by the rain. But it's all right. We made it through. It was all good. It was all good. We lived to tell the tale.
Is that a real grass field? Does Williams-Brice have a real grass field?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, thankfully it didn't get too muddy or, crazy out there.
Yeah, none of that turf nonsense, man. That stuff's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't like turf.
No. I liked it growing up because it was just cool to be on turf. But the older you get and you realize how dangerous it is, I'm not a big fan anymore.
Crazy. Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
Let's get into what we're here to talk about. That is the weather. First Alert Weather Extra is the name of the show. Let's honor that a little bit here, I guess, today. All right. I'll send it over to you guys now. What are we looking at today?
Could see an isolated shower this afternoon, but this is going to be one of the last warm/hot days, especially of this week. I guess I don't want to say for the rest of the season because you never know, but we're going to be, I know, we're going to be in the upper 80s. Some spots maybe hit 90 this afternoon, but cooler weather is in our future. Definitely excited about that. By the second half of the week, a cold front's moving through, so that'll drop our highs into those middle 80s. But anyways, we'll get to that in just a second. Here is a live view. Here in Augusta, 78 is the current temperature. Feels like 81. A little bit on the warmer side. The dew point is making it a little humid and sticky out there at 73, so it's pretty close to the actual temperature at 78, so it does feel a little bit muggy out there, but
there was some fog out there this morning. It seems like Augusta is still dealing with at least some patchy fog, maybe for portions of southern Richmond County around Bushfield Airport, and Millersville just outside Hancock County, still about 4 miles out of the possible 10 there. But fog situation much better than it was this morning. We're seeing some spots getting closer towards those 80s now, so that warm up for today definitely in full effect now that the sun has risen. And a lot of sunshine. We saw that look outside of our studios, really no clouds. So we could see a few more clouds though building in for the afternoon. Those temperatures for today, though, as Emily mentioned, closer to 90 for a lot of spots. And it is going to feel hotter, though. You saw that 73-degree dew point. That's not going to be good for us today. It's going to feel like the mid to upper 90s. And tomorrow it'll feel a tad bit cooler, but by Wednesday for sure, as our rain chances go up, we should be getting that cool down, especially once that front clears the area.
Yeah, small chance of rain this afternoon, and the same can be said for Tuesday. Maybe a little bit higher chances in the evening Tuesday than what we can expect this afternoon. But nonetheless, those typical isolated showers throughout the afternoon. Gonna not really help us cool down too much, though. Like you said, Mikel, our heat index values will be in those middle 90s. Some spots maybe even reach those upper 90s. But as we go throughout the day tomorrow, we'll reach those lower 90s, maybe middle 90s for those heat indice values. Heat index values, I think that might be right.
It's like heat indices or heat index values.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that will be a thing. But then once we get to Wednesday, that's when that cold front is going to at least make its way into our area.
Right.
Now, granted, it might be a little bit later on in the day, so it might not halt our high temperatures too much. But by the time we get to Thursday and Friday, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that weather. Football weather, that's what we're going to see this weekend.
Check this out. How about it? Maybe some upper 50s by Friday. I think that upper 50 is really for Saturday morning, though. But 60, though, by Friday, really. Definitely believe that. But
yeah, I will take a 60.
We got some stuff to look forward to. That's all we want to show you right there. But today's hour by hour does keep us mostly dry through midday. Anytime I would say after about 1 p.m. through sunset, fair game for maybe an isolated shower or storm. Our higher resolution model is showing a little bit better chance of that. This model right here, the graph model, which is another in-house model we have, just shows the potential there, but not too widespread at all. And really a lot of that should begin to alleviate itself after sunset for sure. But tomorrow, maybe a little bit of a different situation, slightly better coverage, and maybe seeing those rain chances lingering past sunset as we have some better upper level dynamics moving in ahead of that front. So a different situation, different setup for tomorrow, but hey, did we want to save topics?
I know, I have the sheet printed off. I just forgot to grab it.
What we got going, Nick? Is there a tropical section today, or can we?
Yeah, we do. We have some footage of inside the hurricane. I'm pretty sure. Nick.
Yeah, we do. I just didn't know how far you guys wanted to take this. If you wanted to actually do what we had on the sheet here, if you wanted to freestyle,
hey,
you let me know.
I forgot the sheet. Look, I'll go get it.
No,
right
it's
now.
okay. I'm following y'all's lead. You guys are the meteorologists, so.
We'll halt on the tropics.
Okay, we'll wait on the tropics.
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
But no, like go into.
Yeah. We'll talk about Lee right now. I just didn't know if you wanted to lead it off or if you wanted me to show the video. But we'll show the video. Here it is.
Okay.
All right. This is from, what's this?
I seen pictures.
Thursday, I think it is.
Oh
I think it said September 7th. So where are we? Oh, where are we at
eye
here?
wall, right?
They're in the eye.
Okay, so you guys. Tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay, like you see, that one was a good one. You see that kind of, it just looks like a black ball.
Yeah.
That is the eye of the storm. And so all of that lightning is within the eye wall, and so they actually sent the hurricane.
Yeah, the reconnaissance aircraft.
Inside of the hurricane, and they just got that. I mean, that's super cool.
I think me and Emily are both excited. We over here talking over each other like.
I know.
This is a lot going on. But Nick, that black ball, as Emily described, that black hole is just literally sinking air. That's the inflow for this system. It's really the heartbeat of it and how it continues to function. You just have that air coming in and sinking, and then you have the rising motion around it, getting that eye wall developed around that sinking air. It's just, you don't get to see stuff like this often. It's really cool that we can. They have to go through a lot of turbulence to get stuff like this. And this is actually what they call the stadium effect. If this was like, you can Google that, Nick. I want you to Google that. Not for the show, but.
Well, I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay, cool. But stadium effect. It looks better during daytime, and they have cool videos of it where you can see just a, surrounding of clouds and then blue sky. It's really cool.
It is super cool.
I never seen a nighttime one.
I know, but I kind of like it. Would you
do it?
Would you go in the hurricane?
I think it's too much turbulence for me.
Oh, I
already don't
absolutely
like flying.
Not.
So being up that high and you talking about we just bouncing up and down. Like,
no.
I'll be praying to God.
Yeah, that would not be for me. I had a professor in college, my tropics professor. She was
Like a former hurricane hunter?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And so she would show us like pictures and stuff as she was like teaching us, like, oh, I took this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
not for me.
Good on it.
Thank you for
I
getting the
think
pictures.
I think it would be cool to be in there, but like
No.
getting in there, I think would be the part that I
Yeah.
wouldn't really want to do. That part doesn't sound too fun, having to go like through all the turbulence. Because listen, I remember I've seen Lost. You know what I'm saying? That show Lost, like that. The first time you get turbulence on an airplane after going through that, like that freaks you out a little bit. So
Have you seen the Hurricane Hunter? What is it called?
What, the hurricane hunters?
No, but what is the jet called?
I just call it the reconnaissance aircraft. I don't know the exact like model number or anything.
I can tell you. Hang on.
Do it. But when I say reconnaissance, that's a military term for gathering information. And that's what they're doing with these aircraft. I think they have a fleet of aircraft, though.
Oh, yeah.
And they're actually bigger planes. They're not like jets or anything. I don't think jets can maybe withstand that.
Oh,
too
they're
light.
like almost military looking.
These say they operate Lockheed WC-130J aircraft.
Okay, yeah.
Is that what
No
you were
way I'm
going?
keeping
That's
that.
what you were thinking,
We're
right?
just gonna say,
Big boy.
I'm just gonna say the Hurricane Hunter aircraft.
I know that Lockheed Martin is a really premier engineering company. I
Yeah.
know that much.
Yeah.
Indeed, they are. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
so they-
Anyways,
Right.
but yeah, it looks almost like a military aircraft, how they have to have it, which they probably need it with how much turbulence is going through.
Because I think right here, this was like Category 4 Lee. Maybe Category
I think it
5.
says this is actually 5. This is actually Category 5 in the eye of the hurricane.
So
Yeah, that's crazy.
Terrible, man.
Another thing too that's getting me on that topic, Hurricane Lee will eventually downgrade and fizzle out after a tropical storm, maybe tropical depression, subtropical storm, whatever. But somebody asked me this the other day. We name it based off of its peak strength. So Hurricane Lee will always be a Category 5 because that's where it hit its peak strength. I had somebody say, oh, it's Tropical Storm Franklin. And it's like, no, it's Hurricane Franklin because that was its peak strength. That's what we classify it as. So even though, yes, it did downgrade eventually to a tropical storm, just kind of want to throw that out there that it is.
Same thing for
Where's peak
Idalia,
strength?
Nick. You know how we still refer to Idalia as Hurricane Idalia. 'Cause That's
Yeah.
really what it was for a good chunk of its life.
Yeah, that was where it hit its peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though it's fizzling out, well, not Lee. Lee's just downgraded to a still major hurricane, just
Still major.
less major hurricane. We
Right.
still, when we talk about it, I mean, same way we talk about Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane, all those big ones. No one remembers them as post-tropical depression Katrina or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We remember it by.
That was right. That was a word.
Thank
you
you. I do listen to our First Alert Weather Extra show right here on News 12 Now, which is pretty cool. All right.
Love it.
But
if you want to pop up the graphics here, we got a live look at Lee.
Man, I want to point out something I saw on Twitter. It's a guy named Stu Ostro. I had the pleasure of meeting him before, Nick. He works for the Weather Channel. He's been there since like '97. I'm talking about when I was born. I wouldn't even exist when he was working there, partially. Maybe he was there before that. But either way, he pointed out just the outflow cloud cover from Lee. And do you see like this? And how it's just,
Crazy.
I mean, these systems are really magnificent and beautiful when you look at them and they're not tearing up anything. But as I mentioned, when we had that little stadium effect going on in that video you showed, you have air kind of being pulled in the middle and then it's just kind of like being expanded out throughout the storm. And it can push all the way out. I'll be interested to see. Let me see if I can do something here.
It doesn't look very pretty right now.
No, Lee is dealing with some dry air intrusion, a little bit of wind shear from what I read up on it. But some of the furthest clouds from the center, Nick, almost 500 miles away, man.
Crazy. Yeah, these are big storms typically, and I mean, Lee's no different.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, the wind speeds are sustaining at 120 miles per hour. That
That's
pressure's pretty low. I want to say that we're getting close to it possibly being a Cat 4 again, and it's predicted.
I think it's actually might weaken. I think. Let's look.
No way.
Oh, you got it.
Ooh.
There you go. That's that new update now.
Well, this is
We're
what
there.
I wanted to ask about anyway, because the track has been the big thing, because we
Right.
saw it
Let's
looked like
talk
it was
about
coming
it.
right for us, and then it was like, maybe not, and now it's looking like really not.
Yeah, no. I think for us, East Coast concerns will be the increased wave heights and rip currents. But, Nick, people up in your neck of the woods, maybe not New Jersey, but Massachusetts, Connecticut, that Cape Cod, the area that sticks out,
Might be something
they
to
got to
keep
watch
an
that
eye
one.
on. Yeah.
We gotta tell Anthony to look out.
Right, Anthony might get a hurricane. He can't get away from him, huh?
I'm sure he loves it.
Yeah.
So, Mikel, what you're saying is your gut instinct that you had when you were just like, hey,
man.
I think Lee's coming. Your gut instinct.
I was
man.
on board with you, buddy.
I was on board. Hey, I was on board with myself. I'm gonna stand on that.
I was here for it.
Mikel's 10 toes down. Lee's coming.
Yeah, not like I knew there was always a chance that it wouldn't, and deep down, honestly, I was hoping that it wouldn't. Honestly.
Well,
but,
of course.
But just with everything lining up, I think maybe Dorian, Nick, got me a little hype. You know, we was talking about Dorian, and this is taking a similar path like Dorian and reached Category 5 status. It was the hype was there. And even Jim Cantori, you know, his posts were just like, you know, we got to keep watching it. We got to keep watching it. It was just some uncertainty, but yeah, now we're pretty confident that it's going to stay away from the CSRA, which is great. We don't need a Category 3, 2, 1 system impacting us at all.
No, we just had Idalia. We don't need another one.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're good for a little while.
Right.
But yeah, I think too right now, Mikel, how it doesn't have that nice looking eye. It's very jumbled or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going through that, what we talked about last week, that eye wall replacement cycle. There we go.
Yeah.
And that would be true if the forecast stays on track. It's re-strengthening.
Yeah.
We'll strengthen back into a Category 4. So it's just kind of regenerating itself. It's gathering that strength again as it's going to move northward. So
could
good news for us.
Could be a major problem, though, for Bermuda, unfortunately. I think that they could get pretty...
How many people live in Bermuda?
I got you. Hang on.
Thank you.
Any guesses?
Why you doing that?
Any guesses?
I would say 20,000.
Emma?
Oh, I was going like 5,000.
You might be closer.
63,867.
63,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, you way off.
Yeah, Emily was. You guys couldn't see what Emily was doing, so let's reenact that.
Right.
Let's reenact that. Go ahead, Emily. You want to show them what you were doing? She was celebrating because I said 63,000. She thought I said 6,300.
6,300.
No.
I was like, you way off.
No.
How do they have that many people on Bermuda?
Boy, that island bigger than we think, probably.
Well,
It looks small, though.
63,000 people in Bermuda. 6,300. I mean, that's like nothing. We were talking about in the morning meeting today, like Sylvania has like 3,000 people. Like, there's no way they only had 5,000 people in Bermuda.
I thought Bermuda was like literally the size of Augusta.
How many people do you think are in Augusta?
Okay, here's my other reasoning though. More than that, but more than what I said, 5,000.
Yeah.
The reason why I think that is because we live in an urban city. Bermuda, I'm picturing jungle, sparsely populated. There's my reasoning.
I think, Nick, that in Augusta it's like 300 to 400,000.
Yeah, it's 200,000 just in Augusta. I think the whole CSRA is probably like 400,000, but Augusta's 201,000.
Wow. That was more than that.
Yeah,
I see why we're not the second largest city anymore. I see why.
Not quite close to Bermuda, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. Let's continue on here because I see we've got another system that we're looking at here. So let's talk the tropics a little bit more. Behind Lee, what are we looking at?
This is Margot. Right now it's tropical storm.
Right.
Expected to reach hurricane strength though, so that will be one that is intensifying. Granted, it's not expected to have land impacts. What are those islands? Is that Bermuda?
Oh no, that might be the Canary Islands.
I was gonna say that looks north, doesn't it? Oh yeah, Bermuda's
like
on the left side of the screen.
Exactly. Let me see.
Where though? Oh, I see.
Where it says Bermuda.
I'm looking up some
Nicholas?
stuff on my end. No, that is not the Canary Islands. Oh, it is.
It might be.
It is. Come on, man.
Wow.
Wait, is
Look
it
at
though?
Mikel with
Yeah,
the
it
world
is.
geography.
It is.
We are
looking at
all
that.
over the place today.
Ho. I said Canary Islands before I pulled this up, baby.
You did. I'm proud of you.
But I heard Tim say it the other week, though. The Azores are the ones that are closer to Portugal and Spain. I had to learn like the Lesser Antilles and Cape Verde because that's all you look at when they're initially developing. So I'm getting there now. This is 3 years of experience. Now I know where the Canary Islands are, Nick. I never knew that before.
That's what they teach you when you get your meteorology degree.
You do have to know a lot.
Can you identify the
lot,
Canary
though.
Islands on a map?
Like, I honestly learned a lot, though, and I feel like you could probably attest to this too, Emily, hands-on, like just doing the job.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Being a meteorologist in real time.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot. Like, I learned a lot in school, but I feel like I've learned, I won't say more, but a lot too, like hands-on learning.
Yeah, definitely, because you have those little questions that come up every day that maybe you don't think of back in college, like this, you know?
Yeah.
And then you learn something new.
This is true.
Always learning.
Up next,
Looking at the storm names, we will have Nigel.
Nigel. They don't
Don't think that that's going to be a name issue. Hopefully not.
Nigel. Somebody gonna say it.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully not. But yeah, we're in peak hurricane season right now.
That's right.
This is the height of it. And we've got some active stuff going on. I mean, we have a hurricane and a tropical storm. We also have some areas of possible development, future development.
Let's see if I can keep this general. But let me see, actually.
Nick, do we have a hard out today?
Nope.
Cool.
We are all over the place today.
Why?
I don't know.
in the
We're just,
tropics.
I know, but we're talking about college and we're talking about all sorts of stuff today. The
We are.
population
I feel
of Augusta,
like this
we've gone just all over.
I'm feeling kind of,
Hey, it's
I don't think loose is the right word, but this is definitely a little unorthodox here, Nick.
Well, you know, we've
Well,
got nice weather here, so we've got to fill the time somehow.
I feel like we it flowed naturally.
Hey, well, 2 areas of development. The yellow shaded one has about a 10% chance over the next 7 days, and that orange shaded area has about a 60% chance over the next 7 days. So we'll be watching.
Just more waves to watch.
Yep. If we get Nigel, though, anytime soon, Nick, that will put us right at 14 named storms this year so far, which would be average. And we're forecasted to have at least an average to above average season, which we're well on par for that. Again, doing a quick hurricane count, what have we had? Don, Franklin.
Still just the 4, right?
Who was?
And I said it's still just the 4, isn't it?
I think it is.
Don, Franklin,
Frank.
Idalia, and Lee?
And Lee, just the 4.
Yeah.
And then maybe
And
Margot, if it comes to category
Maybe
1.
Margot, yeah.
I think the interesting
And then-
thing about this season has been like, it just feels like every hurricane's been major. I mean, I know one of them wasn't. Don? Wasn't?
Yeah, Don didn't make it to major.
But like the last
and I don't think
3,
Margot will.
the last 3 that have become hurricanes have been major hurricanes.
Major.
That's true.
And the last 2, well, actually the last 3 as well, they've all gotten to at least category 4.
Yeah.
Franklin was, Idalia was, and Lee got to 5.
Yeah.
And man, that was crazy to see Lee go. I think I worked the morning
so
last Thursday, Nick, and it was like a category 1.
It happened
and
quick.
literally by the end of Thursday, it was a 5. That
Yeah.
was
That
like,
was wild.
we've never really seen that. I gotta look up stats on that. I
That'll
think
be
that's
one
only
to
happened
study.
like 3 times out of a period of like 5 decades or something like that. You know, it was definitely a historical situation right there. But
One to watch. But I think we got some more cool weather things going on.
Yeah. Well, cool is
well,
a little bit, you know, relative.
Yeah, you're right. That's not the
for
right
this
word.
next one. Actually, for both of them, really. Cool, maybe. Anyway, a woman struck by lightning. So she might not think this is cool, but a woman was struck by lightning in Massachusetts. Look at that. What's wrong, Emily? And so we hear from her now, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
okay.
Clouds rolled in towards Savin Hill Beach in Boston Saturday, bringing booms of thunder and blasts of lightning.
I heard that bolt of lightning. It was so loud.
The sound shocking neighbors who knew instantly the lightning strike hit close to home.
A fire truck came by, and then 30 seconds later, an ambulance came by, then another ambulance, and a police car.
According to the Boston Police Department, around 3:30 in the afternoon, EMS responded to a call for help after a woman was hit by lightning while walking her dog on Savin Hill Beach.
Neighbors tell us after that woman was struck by lightning, people on the beach jumped in to help, carrying her up these stairs and onto this porch to protect her from the rain. Then A local nurse began delivering CPR.
And I was in the front of my house, and then I came over here and started helping with compressions.
Tracy Cronin is an ICU nurse at Boston Children's Hospital and lives just steps away from where the lightning hit.
She had a burn wound on her chest, and her pants were just like burned off of her, and you could smell it.
While waiting for help to arrive, Cronin tells us she and her ER nurse boyfriend took turns performing CPR for around 15 minutes.
Initially, we didn't get a pulse, but then we finally got a pulse from her. She wasn't awake though. She was down for quite a while.
Police say once paramedics arrived, the woman was taken to a local hospital in serious condition.
Never seen anything like this happen.
So
That's crazy.
that didn't have an update on her. Well, I guess it said that she was in serious condition. I'm gonna see if we can find how she's doing. Cause
That's sad, bro.
yeah,
It's
That's real sad, dog. Like,
bad that it happened, but I'm glad that there were people there that were able to
Yeah.
give her CPR and stuff, you know?
kind of right place, right time for the ER folks.
yeah, it wasn't her time to go, clearly. I wonder what made the ER nurse, because honestly, I don't know if my first thing would be to perform CPR, but I guess that's what you're supposed to do if somebody's not breathing, which I assume that
Yeah,
she was
didn't have
definitely
a
unconscious,
pulse.
right?
Yeah.
So that's some training right there, because I don't think that a lot of people would know instantly to perform CPR,
Yeah.
let alone how to do it properly. So
Also, something that you said during that video, Mikel, was they were showing the lightning strike and it looked like it went down the tree. And you were
Yeah.
like, I hope she wasn't standing
under
the tree. Yeah, hopefully she wasn't. That's not the place you want to be. Lightning tends to gravitate towards the highest point that it can.
yeah.
Now, it's not a 100% rule. I'm not saying if you stand next to a tree, it's going
You're
to
going
strike
to.
the tree and not
Yeah.
you, but that's just kind of typical. You see a lot of cows and cattle and stuff that will get under trees and lightning will strike and it kind of goes through the ground and harms them. So
The
I'm definitely.
the woman's condition is unclear, so that's why we didn't have it there, because it's unclear as of yesterday at 2:00 p.m.
Well, yeah, they said they took her to the hospital in like critical condition or severe condition.
The CDC says that the odds of being struck by lightning in a given year are roughly 1 in a million. I just thought they were higher, like worse odds.
I was about to
than
say,
that.
1 in a million sounds a little scary to
Because
me.
I always
I'm
thought
looking
it
at
was
it.
like comparable to hitting the lottery. I know it's like less rare than hitting the lottery, but I always thought it was like, because people say that all the time, like your chances of winning the lottery are like getting struck by lightning twice,
Yeah.
I guess. But
It's amazing though. I just typed in on Google, right, how many people get struck by lightning per year. A few articles popped up. First one I see says 20 to 25 million cloud-to-ground lightning strikes occur every year. Over 300 people are struck by lightning every year in the U.S., and there are about 50 lightning fatalities per year. Then I saw another article that said on average 28 people die each year, and there are 40 million lightning strikes. So it's a little bit of discrepancy here.
So
but
nobody knows.
Anywhere from
Nobody knows.
from 20 to 40, right? I think I don't know, 1 in a million,
well,
maybe like 1 in 100,000. I don't know.
1 in 100,000.
well, wait, no. So that first article was 300 people, 25 million strikes, right?
Right.
So that's 300. If it was 30 million strikes, that would be.
Hey, I don't feel like doing math right now.
That would be.
Hold on, let me.
I can't do it right now either.
What are you trying to get like a ratio or something?
Yeah,
I got a calculator on my phone.
yeah, 25 million divided by 300.
25 mil. Hold on, that's a lot of numbers. Okay, divided by 300, right?
Yeah, it should be a little less than 100,000, I would think.
Exactly. It says 83,333.
Okay. So
That is bad
so
odds.
according to
I
those
don't like
numbers, those are your chances, I guess. I don't know.
Right. I like where you went with that though. That kind of proves our point.
Yeah,
Like, 1 in
so-
a million seems like it probably happened a little bit more than that.
Although when I was first saying it, I thought it was the other way. I thought it was happening less
yeah, me
often than
too.
that.
Oh.
too.
Yeah, I thought it would be less often.
It's definitely not that common. I'm not. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, were those like just to the ground, or were those in the water too?
Oh, this is cloud to ground. So I mean. I
Okay,
think
so-
that it isn't.
So if it
I
counts
don't
all the
think
ones in the
discriminate,
water
though.
too, it could be closer to 1 in a million.
Right. I think that counts water too, for sure. Water,
I don't know.
man, that's one of the greatest conductors of electricity.
Yeah.
But that I ain't gonna lie, that where she was at was awful. It was trees, it was water.
Yeah, it was not a good
That's
place
why
to
when you
be.
hear thunder, you have to head inside. And I'm not blaming her for what happened, and I hope she survives. It's really sad, and the fact that the lady said you could smell it, that's traumatizing.
That
for
is
all the people that had
traumatizing.
to see that.
That is traumatizing.
But yeah, I mean, you talking about something that's what, I don't know, 3 to 5. I'm throwing out a rough number, 3 to 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Lightning is hot.
Yeah.
So for her to even be here is a blessing.
I'm surprised too the fatality number is that low. Like if that article said 300 people get struck and only like 50 die, I'm actually really surprised there's that high of a survival rate if you get struck by lightning.
That's true. I don't know how, man.
I think sometimes too it'll count people getting struck and it might not be a direct hit. It might be more of like it hits the ground next to them and it does conduct that way. Or even like, and I've said this before, I had guy I went to high school with, he had his foot was broken and he was on his dad's back at the beach. Lightning struck him, so like it technically struck his dad, but not a direct thing. So it's kind of, there's a lot of variables, I guess.
You said he passed away from that, right? That's terrible. I didn't realize he was on his dad's back. I know his dad was really probably hurt by that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Look at Joe.
Well, remember the wildfires out in Maui?
Yeah.
Those have been talked about a lot here recently. Well, one group is helping out from California, the SPCA in Sacramento, California, helping out some dogs in some shelters out there in Maui. So let's take a look.
4 dogs from a shelter in Maui finally on the ground here.
So they reached out to see if any other shelters could help displace some of the animals that were already in the shelter.
The Sacramento SPCA, one of a group housing animals here, so the Maui shelter can focus on pets impacted by the fires in Lahaina.
The goal is always to keep animals that are affected by disaster close to their families while everyone is gathering where they're going to be housed temporarily. And the great benefit to that is those animals now go into a new community with a new pool of adopters.
The Maui shelter has taken in about 300 animals due to the fire. A third have been reunited with their owners.
Sergeant is a pointer mix. And
we met Sergeant, who is already finding his place in the sun in Sacramento. Each dog settling into their space as staff review medical records and notes from foster families back home.
Oh, that was a little abrupt ending there. Okay. Well, we're good.
I wanted to throw in kind of a happy story. I know that there was a lot of, hey, Mikel. So
that one ended pretty abruptly, Mikel. I don't blame it.
It did.
No, it's all
did.
good.
But seeing them being able to take care of those animals too.
Yep, good to see a lot of people pitching in to help out.
Yeah.
You know, this is a good segue into the Phoebe forecast.
I knew it.
Because we're talking dogs. Oh, look, it's not a new picture of Phoebe.
Oh, Lord.
I'll be better.
Emily, I'd like
man.
to distinctly remember you being like, oh, I've got so many pictures of Phoebe.
I do. Do you know it's very difficult to put it into our weather system?
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot of new ones here from the last time we did this. Oh, we got a little collage. Nope. Disregard. We got this photo though. Prissy is gonna be our dog walk friend. Hang on, let me pull this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that.
Oh, I'm nope. Hang on.
Hey, it's all good. I'm over here struggling too.
Okay, there we go.
We're struggling together.
Oh my goodness.
We've got Prissy, sent to us by Paul. A little bone in the mouth there.
I definitely think she lives up to her name.
I think so.
Styling
Little chihuahua looking thing. Very cute.
Looking thing.
I looked for some weather photos. Didn't see any. There was one that was just like some clouds in like, it was like a partly cloudy sky, which like, thank you for sending us the photos, but we're gonna go with the dogs instead today. Maybe tomorrow we'll pull the clouds out.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Going to Phoebe's forecast though, if you want to take your furry friend on a walk today, shouldn't be bad for most of the day and for most of us. There will be an isolated shower or two later on in the afternoon, early evening hours, so definitely check the radar before you head out. But Really, nothing should be stopping you there. Temperatures gonna feel pretty toasty, but I think we're used to it by this.
What
by this point.
what color paw is Phoebe given the forecast today?
She's given a yellow 'cause she is a little bit of a diva and gets really hot. So.
But for the non-diva dogs, what color can we give this? Is it still a yellow or is this a green?
Maybe we'll go with green if they're hardcore.
Greenish yellow. A greenish yellow.
Yeah, what?
there you go.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what color that makes, but yellow, green.
Orange? Orange, right? Orange.
No.
No, green and
No.
yellow don't make orange?
No.
Oh, yellow and red make
Red and
orange.
yellow make orange.
Green and yellow make blue.
No,
I'll put
blue.
money
No,
on it.
blue and yellow make green.
But all right, that's it right there. Hold on. What colors? So I said, what did I say just now? Yellow and green make blue?
We're both blue.
Yeah. Oh, it literally just says yellow, green.
I about to say something got to make blue.
No, blue's a primary color. Nothing makes blue.
We're
Blue
gonna
makes other
teach-
colors.
We're gonna teach Mikel the primary colors after this.
Red,
Man, I know
yellow,
primary
blue.
colors, man.
Those are the primary colors.
I know that.
What do red and yellow make?
So you telling me that red, green, and blue just created themselves? Or whatever y'all said, red,
No,
yellow,
red,
and blue?
red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors. Like things don't make
think
them;
it's-
they make other things.
Something had to make them, though, if you
God.
think about it. Something had to make them.
That's not necessarily true. I don't think. I don't know.
It's like the chicken and the egg, bro. Which one came first?
We need to get off of here.
We do.
We have gone on many tangents today.
Yeah.
But it's Monday. We did get the weather out. To be fair, this is First Alert Weather Extra. We got the weather out there. We gave you the extra. We put the extra in First Alert Weather Extra today.
You're right. That's all we did.
You got a lot more than you bargained for today, but you
need to
got
go back
what
to
you
art
came
class.
for. You got the weather. It's just you got a lot of fluff in between.
I don't like being wrong, but I think I was wrong a little bit. So
It's all right. Listen, we've all been wrong on this show. We've all been wrong on this show. We will all continue to be wrong on this show, except when it comes to like the important stuff, like forecasts and making sure people
Right,
are safe and whatnot. That we're gonna get that
Don't play
right.
with that.
But when it
Right.
comes to California and Louisiana, and when it comes to whatever Emily's been wrong about, and when it comes to what the primary colors, we'll be wrong sometimes. We're human. We make mistakes.
What island? How big Bermuda is?
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
population.
Yeah,
Classic.
Bermuda of the population of
We
Bermuda
learned.
versus Augusta.
Yep.
We learned, though. Everything's learning, man.
All right.
All right, Nick,
let's wrap this
get us
up.
off here.
Let's wrap this up before we get out of hand. All right, guys, it's been fun. Thank you as always. We'll do it again tomorrow. Everybody here tomorrow? Nobody off that
Yep.
I forgot about? Okay, good. Then we'll do this
Everybody's
again tomorrow.
here, yeah.
Folks, thank you for tuning in. We got the midday newscast coming up in less than an hour now. Zaina and Mikel, you're doing it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Zaina and Mikel gonna have the latest news and weather for you over there. We'll be back right here tomorrow at 10:30 for another First Alert Weather Extra. Thanks for tuning in.